Hi, everybody. Dan Arscott here, Director of Business Development with Nova. Welcome back to another changelog video. So this is going to be a product update, new features. I'm going to kind of cover some of the new things that have gone to the platform. For those that are new to Nova, Nova is your all-in-one drone mapping software platform, empowering teams in public safety, forestry, and resource management to get more out of their drone programs through efficient and easy data analysis and viewing. Let's jump in. So big updates this week. There's three I'm going to cover. The first is actually our new login page. Although a small thing, it's got a bit of a facelift, as you can see. The other big thing here is that we've actually made it easier for people to register, reduce some of the friction points. So that means that when you're sharing these projects or products with your people, your clients, your team, it's going to be a lot easier for them to get in and get access. With that, let's jump in. Okay, as we wait for Nova to boot up here, I'm going to be talking about a new integration that we just built out. So we just launched our ATAC integration. To access integrations, you're going to go to your workspace and click the settings, and then you're going to select integrations at the very top. So we've had the Esri AGOL integration for about a month. It is getting a couple little upgrades soon, so stay tuned. And then we also just released our ATAC integration. So let's kind of walk through what this looks like. To connect to your TAC server, you're going to press connect. It's going to give you an option here to put in a TAC server. So for me, it's not this Loom link. I'm going to just grab my TAC URL. So this is the server where your Marty REST API is hosted. If you're new to TAC or you have no idea what that means, I didn't either, feel free to reach out to our team. I am happy to kind of walk through it and show you guys where to find that information. Your password is an optional password that's actually connected to your P12. This is your client P12. So I'm going to select my P12 from my downloads. So here's my P12, and I'm going to put in our password to connect to this server. Okay. I am now connected to my TAC server, and I'm ready to rock and roll. So how do I actually end up pushing data into TAC? Well, let's jump into a project here. So I'm going to jump into a demonstrations, and we're going to jump into this fire example here. So right now you can push both visible ortho data as well as hotspot data. That hotspot package includes hotspot points, your perimeter, as well as your infrared ortho. So in this example, let's push this hotspot flight on the Wellington fire. So I'm going to select my hotspots from my layer panel on the left-hand side, and I'm going to select data, okay? Underneath my data tab in our inspector panel, I can see an integrations button here and an option to send a TAC. It's one click, it's super simple. I can send a TAC, it shows success and when it was last updated. So now this is going to show up in your TAC kind of admin side, but it's also going to be available as a data package within your ATAC application. I've got a little video to show what that looks like on an Android device here, so let's jump over to that. So now that we're in ATAC, if I click the top right, I can select data packages, and then I can download, connect to the TAC server and download any available packages that I've just pushed through. So that was the data package I just pushed into TAC. It gets added, and you can see here that as part of that hotspot push, I had an ortho data set, a hotspots, and a perimeter. If I double select on it, it'll navigate straight to it. I can zoom in and out. This is perfectly geo-referenced in the real world, so you're ready to share it with teams on the ground. Hotspots are labeled, perimeter is accurate, and your infrared ortho shows up in the back end. And this would be the same for your RGB ortho. Okay, everybody, now that we've kind of covered the ATAC integration, the final update I want to talk about is a small one, but specifically targeted to our fire clients that are trying to build kind of NWCG grade products with our application. So we can see on this fire, we have a few division breaks that have been added to this map to kind of bolster it. Now, what users are able to do, if I go into my NWCG icons, we can actually see that for all the breaks, we've added different orientations. So that way I can add a div break along a perimeter that matches the angle of that line in a few different orientations. We are planning to have a full rotate feature at some point. This was kind of a quick fix to get in for those clients that were really hoping to produce kind of more quality products that did match, what their GIS teams are able to produce. So I'll kind of throw down a couple different options here. Sideways. So here we would have, 4 different divisions. And this is also going to show up when I create a PDF map. This now shows up with all those rotated different features. One thing to note is that because these are technically separate icons, if you want to make sure that you only have one division break in your legend, select your legend within the map view here. It'll give you an option to deselect the other div breaks at their different orientations. And now I'm ready to present, a more accurate kind of break within my PDF map for those Fire clients. Super excited to kind of get this one out. It was a quick fix that we kind of launched last week after a few client requests. So for those that were patiently waiting, thank you for your patience. And as always, if you have any feedback for the team, do not hesitate to reach out. If you want to go into any of these new features in more detail, hello@mapnova.com. 1-844-MAP-NOVA is our toll-free number. And of course, if you have an account manager that you work with more closely, feel free to reach out to them. They're happy to walk you through. Thanks, everybody. That's it for this week. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.